In a quiet town where memories lingered like shadows, David lived a life marked by nostalgia. 20 years had passed since he and Emma had shared dreams under starlit skies. Life had taken them on separate paths. He built a family and later became a widower, while she raised her own daughter in Australia. Despite their histories, David often found himself haunted by thoughts of Emma, wondering how her life had turned out. Their breakup had been painful and complicated. David's family had always placed immense pressure on him to marry the daughter of a family friend, a union they deemed suitable for their social status. Torn between love and obligation, David made the heart-wrenching decision to end things with Emma, believing he was doing what was best for his future. But in doing so, he shattered her heart and left a part of his own with her, a wound that never fully healed. His search for Emma's number began with a conversation at a local coffee shop. He bumped into an old friend from college, Sarah, who had always been close to both him and Emma. As they reminisced about their youth, David couldn't help but ask, "Have you heard from Emma lately?" To his surprise, Sarah lit up. "Oh yes, she's doing really well. She's a doctor now and lives in Australia with her daughter." David felt a pang of curiosity mixed with nostalgia. "Do you have her number? I'd love to reach out." After some hesitation, Sarah agreed. She quickly scrolled through her contacts and handed him a slip of paper with Emma's number written neatly on it. His heart raced as he took it. The news that Emma was thriving made him proud, but also deepened the ache he felt from their past. That evening, with the slip of paper in hand, David sat on his porch, contemplating his next move. The number felt like a bridge to a time he longed to revisit. With a mixture of hope and trepidation, he dialed her number. When Emma answered, he felt a rush of emotions, but when she hung up, saying, "I don't want to talk to you," he was left grappling with the weight of their unresolved past. Undeterred, David tried again, but each call went unanswered. He respected her wishes, but fate had other plans. When he learned that Emma's daughter was in desperate need of a kidney, an idea took root in David's heart. He quietly volunteered to donate one of his kidneys, asking the doctors to keep his identity a secret. Emma, overwhelmed by gratitude and despair, began searching for the donor, but the trail went cold. Days turned into weeks, and life went on for both of them. At a university reunion, David's heart raced as he spotted Emma across the room. She looked radiant yet weary, a striking contrast to the girl he once knew. Memories flooded back, her laughter, the way her eyes sparkled when she talked about her dreams. Despite their past, a mixture of nostalgia and apprehension urged him to approach her. As he walked toward her, he noticed the cane in his hand, a reminder of complications from a trip to Australia 4 years prior. He felt vulnerable, the cane a symbol of his frailty, but he pressed on, determined to confront the emotions that had lingered for so long. "Emma," he said softly as he reached her, his voice steady despite the whirlwind in his chest. "David," she replied, surprise and caution mingling in her gaze. They exchanged polite pleasantries, but the unspoken tension hung between them like a heavy curtain. As the evening progressed, Emma accidentally spilled her wine on him, the dark liquid soaking into his shirt. "Oh no, I'm so sorry," she exclaimed, rushing to help him clean up. As he stepped away to wipe his shirt, she noticed him reaching for a paper towel and, in that moment, caught a glimpse of a surgical scar on his side through the half-closed door of a nearby room. Her heart raced as she realized what she had seen. The scar was unmistakable, and her mind raced with questions. Why hadn't he mentioned it? What had happened to him? Determined to uncover the truth, Emma began to piece together the puzzle. Over the next few days, she couldn't shake the feeling that David's illness was connected to her daughter's health crisis. After some digging, she found out he had become ill right after his trip to Australia, and he had started using a cane soon after. The dates matched, and with each revelation, the pieces fell into place. David had not only been a part of her past, but had secretly woven himself into her present in the most profound way. With a mixture of gratitude and unresolved feelings, Emma sought him out. When she found him later at a gathering by the river, she approached him, her heart pounding. "David," she said, her voice barely above a whisper, trembling with a mix of disbelief and emotion. She took a step closer, her eyes searching his, as if trying to read the truth in his expression. "I know about the kidney donation. It was you, wasn't it?" Her words hung in the air, heavy with unspoken history. She felt a surge of gratitude and confusion wash over her. "All this time, I've been searching for you, trying to find out who the anonymous donor was. I thought I might never know." Her voice broke, and a tear slipped down her cheek. "Why didn't you just tell me? You saved my daughter's life, David. You could have been a part of our lives." David's heart sank as he watched her struggle with the weight of his secret. He could see the turmoil in her eyes, the realization that someone she once loved had quietly stepped back into her life in the most profound way. "I didn't want to complicate things," he replied softly, his voice thick with emotion. "I just wanted to help you, to give her a chance." Emma's breath caught in her throat as the gravity of the moment settled between them. The river whispered nearby, a witness to their unspoken feelings and the tangled paths they had taken. In that instant, the years apart melted away, leaving only the bond they had once shared and the hope for something new. But in the quiet of the moment, David felt compelled to share the truth that had haunted him for 2 decades. "I've always regretted how things ended between us," he confessed, his voice trembling. "I let my family dictate my life, and I broke your heart. I never wanted to lose you." Emma's eyes softened as she processed his words, the weight of the past mingling with the promise of the present. As they stood by the river, the possibilities of healing and connection began to unfurl before them, a chance to rewrite the ending of their story.